My son finally asked me for homework and have immediately messed up. So here we have this conjoined right triangles and the goal is to solve for x. And here you also have the answer key. I will tell you though, the answer key here is incorrect. So you did not mess up. Let's take a look. Here we have these two right triangles. The bottom one here we have this side being 1 and this side being 3. The hypotenuse of this triangle we don't know. And then we have another right triangle here. This is 1. Here's the x that we have to solve. First thing first, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem, and here's a quick review. Whenever we have a right triangle, this is perhaps the most important theorem. First, this is the right angle. When you go away from it, you can find the longer side, and this is called the hypotenuse. Label it with C. And then for the other two sides, we will call them legs. Label them A and B. Doesn't matter how you label it though. I can put A here, B here, or the other way around. Doesn't matter. The Pythagorean theorem says A squared plus B squared, it's going to be C squared. Now, if you look at the bottom triangle here, the hypotenuse we don't know, so let's go ahead and call it C, and we can just say this is A and this is B. So by the Pythagorean theorem, we know that put 1 in here, 1 squared plus 3 here, square that, it's equal to C squared. This is 1, 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9, and that's C squared. 1 plus 9 is 10, that's C squared, and then take the square root both sides. Just a positive square root though, because we're dealing with the hypotenuse, which is the length of a triangle. You cannot have negative. Because if you're solving a regular equation with x, then when you square both sides, root both sides, make sure you put a plus or minus. But anyways, c is just equal to square root of 10. So now we can say this right here is square root of 10. So that's what we have now. Then we will be looking at this right triangle. Now, the x is the hypotenuse, we don't know. We are going to look at it as C. And for these two sides, I will call this A, and this is the B for the red right triangle. And use the Pythagorean theorem one more time. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A is 1, square that. B is square root of 10. Square that. C is the x, so x squared. Okay, 1 squared is 1. Square root cancel, we get 10. That's 11 equals x squared. Then take the positive square root both sides, cancel. Square root of 11 cannot really reduce, which is good because you can just leave it. X is equal to square root of 11. And that would be the answer. And of course, you can also use a calculator, enter square root of 11, and you can get an approximation, which I believe should be 3 point something, but I'm going to leave that to you. Yep, that's it.